What's going on, friends? In this video, I'm gonna take you on a vlog for my day, going into Santa Monica, getting my hair cut, color dyed, and then I'm gonna head to ground school and go work on some aviation practice because I'm in the process of getting my pilot's license, my private pilot's license. And I mean, you can't like go to aviation school without looking the part, so now I look the part. This is a different sort of video for me, you guys, so let me know if you dig it. I might do some vlog content in the future. I'm gonna try it out regardless, but thanks for joining me. Tap that subscribe button, the bell for notification, and a good old like, and drop a comment below, and let me know if you like this style of content, and we'll take it from there. What's going on, friends? If y'all don't know me, I'm pretty zany. Very classy, I'm pretty zany. So I'm gonna spare you my full makeup routine. I will tell you that I was working through covering up my acne and putting on my makeup, and it is a hobby to try to take care of it. As we move through this video, I am going into Santa Monica. Sometimes the weather and the air just dries up my face. We're gonna deal with it. I'm gonna post the video anyway, but here's the heads up that my face is not perfect, and we have to deal with that, okay? Okay, thanks, okay, bye. Moving on with the video. Makeup done. Hello, hello. I'm gonna go get my hair cut and colored. I need to update. My roots have grown out so long. I'm gonna have my extensions cut in, which I'm very excited about. They're gonna look gorgeous. And then I'm gonna take you guys with me to flight school, ground school at Santa Monica Airport, because I'm learning how to be a pilot, which is something I've been doing since I was young, but lacked the commitment levels needed until more recently to move forward my pilot's license. Okay, now I am running late, and I am fasting as well, so it'll be a little more difficult going on the go today with fasting, but the way I'm handling it is I had some vitamin gummies, and then I got this stuff. I usually have an aid for fasting. These are just like, I don't know, it's like proteins, stuff that you need for your body to feel like it's not it's not being starved. Okay, and I needed a fast because I worked so hard for so many months, and I didn't have time to fast because I had to be focused. Anyway, this has creatine in it, this mix, which has been incredible for my brain functioning. I had no idea. I'm happy I'm fasting just to have the really clear brain support. So I'm taking this with me. I'm gonna drink some water, some magnesium water. I'm gonna bring some tea with me as well. That is my hack. I'm probably gonna get a coffee on the go, but okay. We gotta run, wish me luck, because I'm running late. All right, just got off the bus. The bus in LA is severely underrated. I actually really like it moving through safe neighborhoods, but I just made it to Santa Monica, and I'm gonna go grab a latte, a soy latte at Starbucks, and do a little reading. I gotta catch up on some of my aviation reading, and then I'm gonna go get my hair cut. You'll have to let me know if you like the vlogging style content. I'm gonna try it anyway, because God knows we get better at content, we get better at anything, at storytelling, at speaking, at getting clear by doing more and more and more of it in practice. So welcome to the practice. Let me tell you a little bit about my fasting too, because I know some of y'all will hate me for going to get a latte on a fast. Everybody's fasting rituals, ways of doing fasting is different depending on how your metabolism works, what's convenient for you, what you can get into. I am always an advocate of like, just get in the game. Do whatever you got to do to get in the game and stay in the game and then make adjustments as you go. So, you know, if you guys want to check up more on my fasting videos, I have 3 fasting videos where I go into depth in a more traditional water fast, but this time around I don't really have the time to water fast because it involves me doing very, very, very little. Here's how I'm doing my fasting regimen. This time around because I just needed to get myself in the game. I'm allowing myself 1 latte a day because I need the level of caffeine, and the soy milk is keeping my appetite in a place that's okay. So my current fasting regimen is 1 latte a day, a ton of water, my fasting mix that I brought with me, which is like a creatine powder and some aminos. I'll drink a bunch of tea. Fasting does a really deep detox, and that can create a mental detox, an emotional detox, and a physical detox simultaneously. When you pray alongside, it'll also create a spiritual detox. And honestly, right now, in where I am in my life right this moment, that is way too much for me. So if I'm having a little bit of a rough day, I'm also having a half a bar of dark chocolate with like little to no sugar. Now what I found is that continues my fast. It continues my ability to break from food, which gives my body a break. It allows the tissue and like muscle repair and all of the good scientific things. In an ideal way, I would say lemon water would be great for the day, and I could sleep all day, but I'm just not there right now in my life, which is fine. I had some apple cider vinegar this morning from the farmer's market. I do that to help replenish my gut with the bacteria that it needs. That is always really helpful on a fast. In an ideal sense, I would not be drinking coffee. It's really not that helpful, but it's just like where I'm at. You know what else I can share with you guys? Fasting's normally really, really easy for me. And I was thinking about it this morning, but I think the reason why this one has been hard is because I've been eating fish. I've been eating salmon almost every day, and I do think that there is a pretty drastic shift in coming off of a heavy protein diet, moving into fasting, than it is if you were to go into, I don't just want to call it a vegan diet, like a leafy green juicing week where you're flushing your system before you start water fasting. That's honestly like ideal. I mean, if you guys want to learn about me and just how I move through life, which is how I encourage a lot of people to do, it's don't wait for the most opportune moment, just go, just do it. And I do fast probably every 3-ish months, at least. I typically do 2-week water fasts a year. So my body needed a break. I needed a reset. I needed my spiritual connection reset. Fasting is amazing for being able to think clearly. You'll have a mental fog while you fast unless you take supplements like creatine and have some caffeine. So I'm cheating because I believe that things should be easy. You know, I don't think it's cheating. I think it's me being in the game. So my lesson before I go to Starbucks, which is not my normal jam either, but this is what we're working with today, okay? My lesson is do not wait for circumstances to be perfect. Just go, just sprint, just get in. And trust yourself to make the right decisions and the right judgments, to make adjustments as you go to create the ideal situation that you need. And also, when you make mistakes, like, it's all right. It's all right. Just change. We are effortlessly evolving creatures. You can change at any point in time. Just jump in, do what you need to do, and then start making the changes. It'll all line up, I promise. Just get out of your way and stop overthinking things and stop overanalyzing, and dear God, stop asking everyone their opinions. Everyone's got an opinion. Most of it's nonsense. The truth is, if you want to learn how to trust yourself, you have to trust yourself. Alrighty, I'm gonna get my coffee. Thank you.
Have a good day.
You too. Joy. Joy. Let's get it. Just made my day. How silly, I know, right? We're here. All right, I'm getting my hair update. I'm getting a full color. We're gonna touch up these roots, do a base bump, do a little cut, get the extensions in, and it's a good cozy day. Thanks for joining me, you guys, and being with me. All right, here we go. Getting the hair done. I'm gonna take you through this whole process. Anyway, I like change. I like to shift up my identity like it's my job. But everybody knows that identity is actually a spiritual thing. So you're coming on the identity journey with me, and I hope it gives you permission to shift and change as you want to too. I call this money blonde. I just like to look like money. That's, the vibe. I used to come in and ask for a honey blonde. Now I just ask for money blonde, which is an ash pearl platinum. But it's good. Now I have one more thing on my list at the salon. I am going to get my extensions cut in and toned. And then I'm going to study and go to flight school. I'm going to go back to long-haired Stormie, who's a very, very new addition. You guys that have been following me for a while, like, I love short hair, but I've been really digging the long hair recently, and I love extensions because it makes it so that you can actually change your hairstyle without having to, like, there's no way I'm going to sit for 3 years and grow my hair out. And honestly, at some point I'm going to get bored of it. When you have long hair, you got to commit to it. I don't want to commit to long hair. So we get temporary long hair, and then I'll go back to short hair for the summer, because that's what she does. Okay. But until then, you can get both vibes. I will show you both, and I might flip in between them on YouTube. Fresh look, who dis? You know, there is nothing like getting dyed and blonde to feel like yourself. She's back, and I'm loving the beach waves. I feel like my flashy badass self, so moving it along. I'm probably gonna get another coffee. Don't judge me. It is my life that runs on caffeine for now, until I slowly wean myself off of it, because that's gonna have to happen sometime soon. All right, this time I got a matcha. I needed a little boost of caffeine so I can go continue on with ground school and learn lots of things about engines and taxiing and radio commands and the phonetic alphabet and all the things. Next lesson of the day, real talk thought, is make sure you are very, very clear with asking for your needs whenever you have needs. Also handle dirty looks from strangers. So here's what I notice with a lot of like normies, I don't know, normal people, is they don't always ask for what they need. They just kind of infer needs, or they like assume that you'll pick up the vibes, which I think is funny. I notice when I'm around a lot of normie people like I have been today, I'm very, very assertive, because when you're an entrepreneur and you run life on your terms, and you're used to just getting stuff done solo by yourself, like there is no time to waste. So I'm very, very clear about asking for my needs. And when I have a need, I ask. And then I notice, you know, there's a call and response to these things. So what I noticed today with the people I encountered today is they were almost a little like, I could tell the psychic vibes were like they were a little flustered to be around a CEO alpha sort of personality. I wouldn't normally call myself alpha, but I'm very assertive and very friendly. And I just realized it's the difference between being like ultra successful and stepping into your highest potential and not, is when you know what you want, go get it. Like when you know what you want, ask for it. Do the things. Just do the things. Just take care of it. And it's even funny because with the extensions, I was like, they don't need to be perfect. They just need to be in, and they need to be cut. I make them perfect by wearing them. I am not a perfectionist. I used to be a perfectionist because I was raised by people that are perfectionists. And I will tell you that perfectionism is slowing you down, killing your progress, and preventing you from reaching your dreams. Progress, not perfection. Also, I'm realizing more and more that my entrepreneur mentality, my training in entrepreneurship, I've been self-taught. I taught myself how to do marketing. I ran a social media marketing agency, several actually. I learned on the go, on the job in my 20s. Like I made jobs, I landed clients, I pitched big deals, I made big deals, and I did it all as like what I would say as a kid. No offense to those of you in your 20s. It's just a very different level of experience, which is even funnier because those of you in your 60s would be like, you're a kid. I know. Thanks. The more I allow myself to be truly authentically who I am and not people please and not mask myself or be over warm because I know it's how people like to perceive me sometimes, the more I realize that like I just have an entrepreneur mentality. I have a get it done mentality. I've been an entrepreneur since I was like 19, and I notice there's a big difference between that sort of mindset and the mindset of those that are in spiritual development or intuitive development and intuitive growth, is that they just tend not to have the skills of, gotta love watchers. People that align with spiritual concepts or metaphysics aren't usually also aligned with entrepreneurship, which is like the most practical level of understanding of how to take an idea and move it into action, get feedback, know what to think, what not to think, what feedback to take, what not to take, how to actually produce something, anything, a product, a service and get it out in the market and actually make money on it and do it long term. And those sorts of skills are so inherently practical and take such a high degree of discernment and a high degree of accurate judgment and a high degree of communication and people skills that I just don't find are common in the land of, like, in general, just metaphysics. And it's not a bad thing. I just realized that a lot of my value is going to be so effing practical with you guys. I can soar the skies cosmically. I can tell you all of the things about this planet and all of the aspects of channeling starseed entity types. And what I find is just the most helpful for me in my day-to-day life is my entrepreneurship. It is my cutthroat, straight, get to the point, get it done, progress over perfection, move it forward, enjoy the process, mind. And I find that most people don't have it. The only people that do are successful entrepreneurs. So I am considering myself bridging the gap between these two worlds and bringing together metaphysics, spirituality, intuition, which I have in a significant heightened awareness and I teach you guys about. And then I've also got really significant, robust, like, people skills, human skills, creating something from nothing. Everything I touch turns to gold. Let me find a gap in the market and make something that I can sell and that people will enjoy purchasing. With little to no resistance. Like, these are my skill sets, and I just find that they're non-existent in between people, or there's just very little people doing it. So anyway, I'm carving my space in the market. I'm going to talk about both. I am inherently practical. I'm also inherently impractical. I'm very much a unicorn, so we'll merge the two. The unicorn me is going to go to aviation school. The practical me is going to drink my matcha so I actually can pay attention. Want to get your needs met? Start speaking. Get your needs met. Your needs will be met. If you don't want your needs to be met and you rather complain, your needs won't be met and you will complain and you'll feel like trash. Look for reasons to succeed. Look for reasons for things to work out. When you run into an obstacle, a bump on your path, or a brick wall, walk around it. Find another way. Pick your head up. Look for a solution. Seek any level of new thought. Is there another way I can do this? Is this really the best way? Is there another perspective? Am I approaching this with the most amount of curiosity that leaves me available to see the path of least resistance that's usually directly in front of me? So those are some food for thoughts, and I am going to take you guys with me to our next destination. Okay, so I don't know if you guys get this way, but for me, being hypersensitive and spiritual is not always the most convenient for anything really human. I get petered out from energy quickly, so going from one environment to another without like 30 minutes of self-care downtime where I can meditate and channel and digest the energy that I just experienced, it kind of rolls through the day and collects momentum, and then I'll have to do it tonight, which is probably what most people do. But the way that I run my life, and I'm grateful to, is that I try to do my best to digest each experience emotionally immediately after it happens. So generally, if I'm seeing people, I have decompression time after. If I have an event, I have decompression time after and before. I leave lots of buffer space in between events so that I can sync myself up, call all of my energy back. I do it very naturally. Also, that might be an introvert trait. I am an ambivert. If the introvert is not given her immediate recovery time after everything that I do, I just feel lost and confused. Not truly. I mean, it's not a crisis. It's just a moment. I think most people go through these moments during their days and they just don't stop and they keep going. And then it steamrolls until it hits the evening or the next day or the next week or the next month or the next year. And at some point they have to decompress off of it. I don't know that this will work for everyone, but I try to decompress through the day. It could be as simple as a 3-minute meditation after I do an event, or it's like 30 minutes for me. I need 30 minutes to rest in my own space in one way or another and sit and decompress. Even if it's just sitting at a coffee shop and bringing my energy back to myself before I go to the next destination. So I'm walking to the airport. I'm almost there. On the go lessons with your favorite psychic shaman high performance coach. Let's go. Also, Team Aviation said I have the best call name ever. They're like Emmy Stormie Calder. Best aviation name, best call name. I'm like, yep, that's me. Cheers. Welcome to KSMO, that is Santa Monica Airport in Southern California. This is the fleet of Pipers. I'm just taking you to look at some planes. I'm not going up in the air today. I'm doing ground training. I started flying when I was 14. I didn't end up getting my license earlier in my life, but I did join Civil Air Patrol as a teen, which is an auxiliary of the Air Force, because they promised me free flight time. So I went to boot camp. I did the whole thing. And it's so beautiful how the universe works. At the school that I'm at, there is a 14-year-old who is in Civil Air Patrol who is just learning how to fly. And the universe gave me like a full circle moment. Everything ascends in cycles. We get to heal patterns and habits, and it's a form of soul retrieval to bring back a part of yourself that you may have left in your earlier development. I'm getting ready to jump on the Redbird simulator. So I'm going to take you into the room and we are going to do a takeoff from Santa Monica Airport. I gotta be honest, even with flight time in the simulator, it feels a little stressful. Okay, that wasn't so bad.
That wasn't so bad. That's pretty good.
And we're just practicing some banking left and banking right turns, right. And then I come into land here at LAX, which would never happen.
Well, you get better at this, kiddo.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, you really practice.
But I landed in the first part of the runway, and it was a little stressful, but really fun.
I did look at this. You're landing. Holy shit.
Is that all right?
That did it, Stormie. You landed the... Yeah. So you did.
I landed.
You did. You landed. Welcome to LAX.
On the runway, too. I haven't done that yet.
I'm always in the dirt. You know?
I'm always in the dirt. And sitting in class today, I learned all about the electronics of the airplane and how the electricity runs through the plane. Here's the scoop. Yesterday evening, I was wiped. Like, completely exhausted from just my day, from the energetics, and from learning aviation. If you guys don't have reference points for something new that you're learning, it takes so many brain cells, technical term, to actually learn a new topic. So I was telling my instructor, I'm like, okay, learning engines and carburetors and alternators and electricity and flight dynamics and radio communication all at the same time is very overwhelming regularly. And it's like, I have to build up a large new vocabulary of understanding and build a foundation. So I am chipping at it one day at a time. It wiped my brain. So by the end of the evening, I couldn't shoot an update. A friend of mine drove me back home in his cute little sports car, and I did my hair this morning. It's beachy. It looks great. I love the waves. I love the color. And I don't know about you guys, but there is nothing like a new hair color that just like brings my spark back into my body. Makes me feel more like me. And now that I've coined this money hair, we all just know that I'm going to be embodying wealth. So that's where we're going. You know, based on what I've been saying through this video, it's just really important to stay in tune with your body, get in the game, stay in the game. Last night, I ended up having a couple of eggs and just a little handful of sweet potatoes that I sauteed because I realized my body was so out of energy. Like, you can tell when this happens. It's not just a fasting thing. There's a balance in your body, in my body at least, that I can tell when I'm out of balance, even when I'm fasting, even when I'm eating, even when I'm doing whatever. And I can tell last night, I was like, I can continue fasting and I can go to sleep in this state, but something's out of balance. Like, my body overdrew the battery of energy that I had in my body to the point where I might feel hungover tomorrow, meaning today. And instead of encountering that, you know, most people will just stick to it and be like, I'll fast anyway, or they'll dip out much earlier, right? I decided to make an intelligent decision. Even though I didn't want to eat, I decided to eat anyway. And I feel better. For me, I learned something different with each round of fasting that I do about myself, my body, how I communicate with my body, how it communicates with me, and then like what I'm learning from it. This time I'm realizing that my body, when it communicates to me, is actually saying to me that it needs regulation around emotional health and regulation around small amounts of food, because I tend to like either overdo it or underdo it. I am a very I'll swing on a pendulum. What I'm learning is that I'm actually intermittent fasting and then in the evening having a very, very small meal. So I'm going to try that. I'm actually going to play today by ear. I'm going to do another water fast with my aminos. I'll probably have a couple cups of coffee and just see how it goes. And if I do need some food this evening, I'll give it to myself. If I feel like I'm fine and I'm balanced, which I probably will feel because I'm not running around and giving my energy to a lot of things today, and I'm not focused on learning, I'm actually focused on doing, which is fun for me. So I think that's going to work out really well. The reason why I'm telling you guys this, besides it just being a vlog, is because you'll kind of realize the way that I think, which is a healthy way of thinking and perceiving and believing, which is when things aren't working and you're falling out of balance, either psychologically, emotionally, or physically, it's important to just reel it back in and make a change. You can change your mind. You can change your mind for a goal you had for the day or for a month or a year. Change your mind as you go based on the feedback you get from your personal experience, not from anyone else around you, but from your body, your emotions. Like, how are you able to manage and digest your own experience and the pace of your growth and the pace of that learning and the pace of that experience. And another quick example there, like with the aviation, we were moving to 3 or 4 days a week, and I noticed it was taking over everything in my emotional body. I couldn't escape that feeling of overwhelm around the aviation. And although I love it, I was like, I need to balance this with my business, so I'm going to cut the time back. And rather than seeing that as a deprivation, I'm seeing it as a way of understanding for myself, like I can only digest so much in my consciousness, digest so much emotionally, and digest so much with people around me. And I'm honoring my rate, my personal rate of growth and digestion by going like once a week instead of 3 times a week. You know, it has a lot to do with emotional regulation. If you can regulate your energy and keep your battery and your body strong, the battery in your mind and your emotional energy strong as you do activities, you will absorb more. You'll learn faster because you're actually integrating as you go. That's what I've been learning. I love that about myself right now. I hope you guys get a little lesson or a little scoop, or I inspire you in one way or another today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do like the vlog style, let me know in the comments, and I will keep experimenting with this. Like this video, subscribe, tap the bell for notifications, sending you all the love. Thank you so much for joining me. If you do love my vibe and are interested in working with me, I have one-to-one coaching and mentorship programs for high performance coaching, where we focus on your energy management, understanding how you work intuitively and navigate and move through this world, solving problems, creating solutions, changing your life. I help you change your life and become the person you want to become, activating your highest potential. I've also got a slew of signature programs. You can find all the details in the link in the description below. So enjoy all of that. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm sending you guys all the love, and I'll see you in the next video.